So hello and welcome to this second episode of Threat Intelligence Redefined. Know yourself and know your enemy. My name is Michael Henry and I'm the CTO of CYFIRMA. In our previous episode, we discussed what an organisation must do to keep ahead of threat actors. In this second episode, we will dig a bit deeper into the key challenges and CYFIRMA's view on how we fill these gaps. So let's dive into the 6 key challenges our analysis has identified causing organisations to lose ground against threat actors. The first one is tool sprawl. Organisations have implemented too many tools to try and combat cyber attacks and reduce risks. Teams spend more time managing the tools than resolving security issues. The second one is disparate systems. Limited integration between security toolsets is causing friction and complexity. Siloed security controls resulting in people, governance, and operational inefficiencies. Number 3 is noise overload. There are simply too many alerts and conflicting data points, and this leads to untrustworthy intelligence, false positives, and near misses. Number 4 is limited visibility to the external threat landscape. Many organisations are only focusing within the perimeter, and this impacts its ability to get a holistic view of both internal and external threats. Essentially, these organisations do not have the much needed outside-in view. Number 5 is the inability to quantify risk. Limited ability to identify the likelihood of targeted attacks and understanding the financial impact of exposed or compromised assets. And number 6 is a lack of actionable insights. Identification of the threat, but not understanding the specific remedial actions to close the gaps quickly and get the operations teams fixing the issues ASAP. So now we have a handle on the challenges. How does an organisation start to assess and fill these gaps? In the previous episode, we touched on that an organisation needs to think differently. They need a strategy that looks beyond what is happening in their own internal perimeter, and that establishes real-time visibility and understanding of their external threat landscape. It is about understanding the who, why, what, how, and when an attack may occur, so an organisation can proactively remediate issues and ensure the right defence capabilities are in place. So with these 6 challenges in mind and direct feedback from customers that their threat landscape is evolving too fast, CYFIRMA saw the need for businesses to think differently about threat intelligence. We saw the need to establish a deeper visibility across the entire digital footprint that contextualizes threats and risks unique to each organisation. This inspired us to develop the industry's first external threat landscape management model that combines 6 key pillars: cyber intelligence, attack surface discovery, vulnerability intelligence, brand intelligence, situational awareness, and digital risk protection to give organisations a comprehensive view of their entire threat landscape. Each of these pillars are connected to enable company-wide visibilities of threats and vulnerabilities to establish relationships between potential threats and aggregated impact. We systematically connect the dots between threats and vulnerabilities to show the hacker's view of your organisation, showing the golden thread of threats. And the game has changed. It is no longer about generic threat intelligence that causes noise and requires security teams to manually link everything together. It is now about predictive, personalised, actionable, and adaptive intelligence that enables organisations to know your enemy. And once you know your enemy, their motives and their tactics, you have the power to get ahead of them. So let's deep dive into each of the 6 pillars of our ETLM model. So our first pillar is external attack surface discovery. It is critical organisations have a clear view of their entire external footprint. An updated CMDB that captures any shadow or forgotten IT, and this should also include key third parties. And our next pillar is vulnerability intelligence. Now, vulnerability management is largely about assessing and patching known vulnerabilities. However, in vulnerability intelligence, it's about actionable insights that focus on the entire context of a vulnerability or risk. And a good example of this is in vulnerability management, a system is often patched based on a CVSS score, and most organizations focus on the higher risk scores. However, vulnerability intelligence will inform an organization which vulnerabilities threat actors are exploiting and if these exist in their organization. And it's not always the higher CVSS scores that threat actors go after. Threat actors know that organizations patch higher severity scores first, so they often look to exploit the lower severity scores as they know that this is a less priority in many organizations or often missed. We then move on to brand intelligence, focusing on brand impersonation or infringements on websites, domains, intellectual property, or specific executives. Again, with the key focus to link the impersonation or infringement directly to a threat actor to widen context and impact analysis. And the fourth pillar is digital risk discovery and protection. We capture information leaked or shared on the dark web, social media, and marketplaces. Things like leaked source codes, credentials, IP. And we provide insights to ongoing discussions amongst hacker groups and analyze their potential to impact an organization. We then move to our fifth pillar, situational awareness. This pillar focuses on understanding in-depth key events, trends, and news that will influence an organization's cyber defense. We provide rich insights personalized to an organization's technical ecosystem, industry, and geopolitical influences. And our final pillar is cyber intelligence. This is the layer that connects all the data and insights together for an organization to predict and combat threats and attacks, identifying who are most likely to attack, the attack vectors they are likely to use, and the vulnerabilities that they will exploit. This is the layer that connects all the dots to see through the hacker's lens. So as you can see, our ETLM model provides threat intelligence and guidance across all aspects of cybersecurity, IT, and non-IT domains. It functions as the neurocenter for an organization's cyber defense. In the next episode, we'll see the ETLM model in practice.